They don't fuck with us, we don't fuck with them. It is what it is. Big Billy.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick.
Real. I can't even call it corner pocket. Niggas in they feelings out of pocket. Smith and Wesson on me, Dallas Cowboy. And I'm with my dog. Down boy.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to the All Takes, No Breaks podcast, coming at you fast as always. Episode 9, folks. We got a real treat for you today. We got a special guest coming in. We got an NBA insider, actually, who's going to keep us updated what's going on with the latest and greatest. He's a Nets insider specifically, but he talks all things NBA. So that's going to be a treat for you guys. What's going on with you, Dover? Talk to the people.
Oh, man, have a good day. It's a day off today for me, so I'm just chilling. I'm excited about today, man. This is it's groundbreaking for us. It's he's verified on Twitter. This is a big dog, so to speak.
Man,
so
blue check.
Yeah, blue check. So this is cool, man. This is gonna be a cool opportunity just to chop it up with somebody who knows what they're talking about, who's on the inside, and yeah, I'm excited. We got that on the menu, and then we got top NFL offenses on the menu going into 2022.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and then, of course, our famous Would You Rather. We can't do episode and not do that.
Can't skip it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just to let people at home know, we got Brandon Scoop B. Robinson coming in today. My man has been there, done that. He's been around the Nets organization since he was 12 years old. He back when the Nets were still in New Jersey. He did a little bit of things. I think it was called the Nets Slamming Planet. He did. He used to interview guys back when he was like 12. Man, I'm talking about. I saw him with Princess Diana once. He used to be around Jason Kidd, all those guys. I got a picture with him with Kobe. And right now he works for Bally Sports New York. He's actually the sports analyst for the station. So I mean that's that. But yeah, he's gonna keep us updated with the latest and greatest on KD and Kyrie. Talk a little bit of Donovan Mitchell probably. I mean, I know you're Miami Heat specific typically, but I mean he might have some info for you too. You never know. I mean.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about what's going on. Like I said, I know there's a lot of up in the air, a lot of moving parts, so nothing's concrete. But it's cool to get like I said, someone closer to the inside than we are, so to speak. So I mean, like it's nice.
Yes, it's true. And we actually got him here in the waiting room. We're getting ready to bring him in, folks. So again, this is Brandon Scoopy Robinson, NBA insider, Bally Sports. Let's get him in here. Connecting just a tidbit.
Yeah, it just takes a second right there.
Yes, sir. Scoop, good morning, my brother. How you doing? Well, good afternoon for you.
How you feeling?
Hello.
What's up?
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. This is a great day for us, and all takes no breaks.
Yes, we appreciate you for blessing us with your presence, sir. It's definitely appreciated. But yes, sir. But Scoop, you're a busy man. Tell the people at home a little bit about you, just a little bit about what you do on a daily basis and your background, if you don't mind, please.
I'm a national NBA reporter, insider, analyst at Bally Sports Network. In addition to that, host a weekly show over Spotify on their Spotify Live.
Scoop B Radio, right?
No, it's called Scoopy Sources, which is through the Spotify live app. But in addition to that, I actually do have a podcast called Scoopy Radio. We garner about 10 million streams annually.
Nice.
Had anybody from DJ Khaled, Mark Cuban, Charles Barkley, Shaq, and a bunch of other people. But we started Scoopy Radio. Literally, they were in a Timberland box. Literally old tapes that were digitized from my childhood. Started in the business at 12, and I had interviews with like Dikembe Mutombo, B.J. Armstrong, Scott Burrell, Kendall Gill, Jason Williams, people of that sort. And what happened was they were on regular analog tapes, and me and my business partner we digitized the tapes, and we basically put them on like something called Podomatic. And what happened was at the time. I was at CBS and was working there, and at the same time I had a show there and was doing Scoopy Radio. It was more of a time capsule. And essentially what happened was we had a more recent interview with Tim Thomas where he talked about his beef with Kenyon Martin from years ago when they played.
I remember that one, yeah.
And the interview went viral on Podomatic, and me and my business partner were like, "Yo, we need to get our own clicks and I give Podomatic our clicks." So we bought the domain name, and Scoopy Radio is available on all streaming platforms. But it really started from literally a Timberland box, and we grew it into Podomatic and then to our own thing, and we get sponsorships and myriad of other things, but it literally started from it being a time capsule into more current interviews and more. So, but my day-to-day is at Bally, Spotify Live, and then I do a little sports betting with Bovada. We do a lot of Instagram lives with different people. We've had Jim Jones, we have Vinny from Naughty by Nature, a myriad of other people. So, we're just having fun with it, and focusing on nostalgia, news, lifestyle, and more.
Got it. The sports betting is one of my guilty pleasures as well. I can't lie. I definitely dip into it on the regular. But that's what we started from a Timberland box pretty much, man. That's why we're so grateful to have you here on our platform. Just to bless us with some info. Just Scoop you're a big name. Your social media presence is huge, man. I see Legion Hoops is quoting you. A lot of other that was about the Dwight Howard story. Yeah, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. What were you gonna say, Dover?
I don't say it's nice to have a big dog on campus, so to speak. I appreciate you taking the time to come talk to us. This is like I said, it's a big deal for us to be able to talk to somebody who is actually an NBA insider, who is closer to the sports world, usually. But I'll start out by a couple questions on my end, right? And when I found out that you started at the age of 12, I was like, wow, this is crazy. You don't ever really hear that, So what would you say inspired you to start that early? And if there is, teenagers out there, young adults in general, starting out, I mean, I would say we're starting out, but we're just a little later in life. We just like to talk sports and BS. But for people that are starting out early in their teenage years, they don't think they even have a shot to even try doing this. What advice would you give them?
I think Aaliyah was right when she said age ain't nothing but a number. I think a lot of times people put numbers and where you should be in life on things. And I think that is corny. I think you should just live your best life. I think you should do you. But
agreed.
I'll add to that. Even though I started at 12 with radio, that's cool. I'm more impressed with my life as an adult than I am as a child. I think oftentimes, you people will ask me about my journey at 12, which was great. I'm thankful for the opportunity. But I think my journey as an adult to get to point A to point B is more impressive because I didn't get no handouts. I grinded and I grinded in a way that not the grinded that sounds cool, but the grinded where, like, at one point I was freelancing at 10 to 12 different publications, living in my grandmother's basement, on food stamps, collecting unemployment, adjuncting at school at different colleges, trying to make sure that things connected. Being in my grandmother's basement, the double door refrigerator, you had on one side that was a freezer that didn't freeze, but operated as a refrigerator, and the refrigerator side didn't work, didn't have a stove, was cooking on hot plates, was cooking in crock pots, microwave, George Foreman grill. And while doing all that, also taking care of my grandmother who lived 2 floors up, and, doing it that way. I feel like for me, the journey or the interest in basketball was always there as a child. One, because I was afforded the opportunity to be around basketball and talent in entertainment at a young age. My family owning a sneaker store in Harlem and a men's shoe store in Harlem, and being at sneaker releases and different people at the store while I was there, and having that opportunity, and just Spud Webb doing sneaker releases, or Dominique Wilkins doing sneaker releases, and Hakeem Olajuwon doing sneaker releases for Brooks sneakers, That's cool. And I'm thankful because that kind of gave me the interest. But I really started watching basketball and enjoying it, watching the NBA on NBC with Marv Albert, Matt Gukas, Mike Fratello, Hannah Storm, and watching the Chicago Bulls. And I've always liked the Bulls. I've always liked the Bulls. With Michael and Scotty and Horace, then later Dennis Rodman, some of the other characters with head coach Phil Jackson, and then watching Ahmad Rashad. Everybody was his main man, So to go from that to the formally the Nets introduction, it's all part of my story. But like I said, that passion has never left. But the journey, from grad school when I finished at Hofstra in 2011 to now. Building, going independent, not afraid to be different, and trying to help others along the way if I can. To me, I am appreciative for that portion of it more.
Yes, sir.
For sure. I think that you hit on a great point. Just being consistent, being able to keep that passion consistently throughout time, and it puts you where you're at now. And I think a lot of people can start off hot or start off with a lot of passion, and it kind of fades off. But to be able to keep that up, I mean, that's very impressive.
Thank you.
But yeah, like I said, very nice to meet you. This is pretty cool.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm a Miami Heat fan, right? I like to take jabs at I like to take jabs at my co-host, being a Brooklyn Nets guy. I don't really care for them that much, but it's all love. I know they're a great team. A lot of drama going on with them, or supposed drama, supposedly. But so the KD talk was going around.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but my scoop right there. The NBA is the new WWE. It's the attitude era right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's making it a thing.
I've heard that somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, so with KD being in talks and all the teams in the race, so to speak, to get him, to acquire him, I heard Miami Heat were talking. How close was that ever? Was that ever a thing? And if it was it close, or is it still a thing?
It was a conversation. I know that the Kyrie portion of it was a conversation too, but in order to make that happen, you'd have to do both of these things. One, you'd have to include Bam Adebayo. 1, 2, you'd have to move Ben Simmons because of those contracts. So I think it was a conversation. How realistic was it? I mean, a lot of teams are interested in both of those guys. But that's like saying, who doesn't want to date Kelly Kapowski on Saved by the Bell?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Zach bagged it, but I'm sure if AC Slater was given an opportunity, he would. If Kelly gave Screech the opportunity, he'd jump on it. It's so many other people's, but ultimately, it comes down to a combination of things, something of equal value, draft picks. And the Nets rebuilding for the future, but on the other side of the coin, with Miami and other teams that are looking at Kevin Durant, it's more along the lines of they look at him as a 33 or 34-year-old in the long term impact. Because in people's minds, is it a quick hit or is it a slow burn? Kevin Durant on any team, two-time champion, is going to have that mindset, as they say, but he's also has an alacrity for hitting big shots and being a team player, and also enduring throughout a whole season, going into the playoffs and the finals. We haven't seen that since the Warrior days. So in answer to your question directly, the Heat are interested. I'm not so sure how you can do it with just including Tyler Hero, who the Heat seemingly don't want to give up, Max Strus, and Duncan Robinson. I don't know that gets it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Duncan Robinson has a hefty contract associated with him as well. So, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't think that the chances were great for us. I think we get thrown into a conversation when it comes to big names always, because it's Miami. Whether we're willing to pursue that or sell the farm, so to speak, to acquire these guys, I don't think we will. But yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. Enough Miami talk. Let's get straight to it, Scoop. I gotta ask the question that everybody wants to know. Why did KD request the trade?
It's my understanding, I've used this term the last month, informational overload, where it just was a lot going on at one time. Is Kyrie going to the Lakers? Is he going to get his contract extension? Is he going to opt in? Is he going to opt out? And then on the other side, personnel that have been not included in certain things, whether it's Adam Harrington no longer, an assistant coach, no longer being part of the fold. Eli Carter, who is a Kyrie Irving guy, I'll just say, who he did not get the jab from back then when the mandates were what they were in New York City, and then ultimately not brought back. Adam Harrington, of course, is a KD guy, and was let go. And then David Vanterpool, who's no longer the coaching staff there. And then, the other issues from what I understand are Steve Nash, as it relates to just his connectivity with that team. Specifically, the fact that from what I understand, Steve Nash was not even the guy that KD or Kyrie requested as head coach. It's a collaborative effort. Ultimately, the front office makes the final, and the ownership makes the final say. But I know that Ty Lue was who Kevin Durant wanted back in 2019, and I know that Phil Handy was the guy that Kyrie wanted. And I know that the Nets did request an interview with Phil, and Phil was denied by the Lakers in doing so. And so there was no, as an assistant coach, so there was no dice there. But ultimately, Steve Nash is a Sean Marks guy. You want to go into a foxhole with somebody. I'm sure you guys, if you ever got into a fight, you either pick each other or somebody that's close to you.
For sure.
You got into an alleyway fight because your boy got your back. And
most definitely.
The world is more of the same. So that's another factor there. But I'll add just the tumultuous level of how Kyrie has been handled is a concern, specifically because contracts and what somebody's worth from the Irving side is something that is for public consumption and for public scrutiny. And ultimately they were a package deal coming to Brooklyn. And, the Nets wanted more of an incentive-based contract based upon the combination of him missing games for a multitude of reasons the last couple of seasons, albeit injuries, albeit the insurrection in Washington, D.C., January 6th of last year. And the party that he went with it to his sister's party that was the Nets were aware of. And other reasons, and even ultimately the New York City mandates as it relates to the vaccination. So it's my understanding that just all of that informational overload on the Kevin Durant side is kind of like, get me out of here. But I gather that it's more focused on leverage than it is the desire to actually leave.
Now, leverage for whom? If you don't want me to ask, is it leverage to get Kyrie paid, or leverage to get the things?
In part.
Okay.
In part. You have to remember that when you look at Kai and Kevin and their whole process of coming to Brooklyn, it was an idea of Kai's that Kevin followed suit and ultimately decided to run in partnership or in tandem with his friend. But the Nets have enabled them from the beginning, if you really think about it.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, you bring in Kai and Kevin and you tell them, oh yeah, bring my man on, pay him $40 million.
Yeah. Then they brought in DJ too. Remember?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Okay, gotcha.
And then he doesn't play, and then you complain, and then you trade Jared Allen.
Right.
And then DeAndre Jordan still doesn't play.
It was tough. That was a tough one.
So if you're enabling from the beginning, I would imagine that Marks and others have finally put their foot down on certain things.
Yeah.
And maybe Kevin is mad.
Yeah, and I could assume so. I mean, it's a lot. And from what I'm hearing, I mean, the Nets actually did give Kyrie permission to go seek a sign and trade. Is that correct? At the beginning of the summer, or is that false info? I'm not sure.
That's what was reported.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, if I'm Kevin, listening to hearing my friend getting permission to seek a sign and trade, I'm a little like, I don't know. We came here as a package deal, so if he goes, I'm gonna go too. So that's kind of what I took from it. Like, if you're gonna let him go, I'm out too. Then peace. We both gonna go. But I'm not gonna lie. I saw some stuff on Twitter this morning. I'm not sure. I'm sure you follow Joe Tsai on Twitter. I saw a tweet this morning. And I'm not. You don't have to comment too much on it. But I saw a tweet that he put out this morning, and it was a retweet from the Boardroom, which is Kevin Durant's platform. And it said it was about his new movie, The NYC Point Guards, something like that along those lines. And everybody was saying who they think can make it in NYC, or who do they want to see ball in NYC. And everybody was saying Kyrie Irving. And Joe Tsai endorsed it. To me, as a Nets fan, that gives me hope. I'm looking at that like, oh, you're retweeting Kevin Durant's platform, with a shout out to Kyrie Irving. So I don't know. What do you think that is? Is that just like, are they still playing nice, or is it a business? There's not much to look into with that one.
That's what's up.
Right. I feel that. I'm just looking into it like, man, I thought all the reports are saying they hate each other. Kyrie is like, but again, I know a lot of the social media, man, there's so many bad takes and so much false info out there, misinformation out there. I take everything with a grain of salt these days.
You could argue that they might not have the best personal relationship, but you can't deny when you're talking about talent and when it comes to basketball. So I think you might be able to separate those two, personal and business. Yes.
I do have another question for you though, Scoop. So I know you heard about, well, of course you heard about the Celtics offering Jaylen Brown in a package for Kevin Durant. To me, that's the best offer we've gotten or received for KD. And if he is moved, which I hope he isn't, do you think that's the route we go to the Celtics, or do we find some way to ship him off to the Suns, where I heard this is his preferred destination?
The only way I think Kevin Durant, and I've said this since Monday, is if you move Robert Williams III, Marcus Smart, as well as Jaylen Brown, and 3 picks.
I like that.
High prices.
For sure.
Because you figure, right, if everybody's lowballing them for KD, obviously you want KD. You got to pay for KD.
Right. Got to pay to play. Which is another.
And I feel like in this case, one, the Nets kind of get reparations for what they gave the Celtics years ago.
Man, that Paul Pierce and Kate. Oh, I got nightmares.
And 2, you prepare for the future if you're the Nets. If you're the Celtics, you believe that you have a chance to go back to the finals. Mm-hmm. And you have Jason Tatum, you have Malcolm Brogdon, you have
Kevin Durant,
Al Horford, some of those other guys on that team. If I'm the Nets, you basically fortified Boston's chances to go back to the finals. You give Steve Nash a little breathing room, and you give the Nets a chance to rebuild with a Ben Simmons who's 25 years old.
And I feel like people are sleeping on Ben Simmons, man. I feel like people forget that he's such a great basketball player. I mean, I get he doesn't shoot, but what he does do, he does it at an elite clip, man. He's one of the best defensive player of the year candidate I can see probably for the next 5 years. Transition like crazy, he can push the break. I don't know, man. A lot of people they're sleeping on the potential of him, KD, and Kyrie together.
It is pretty easy to forget. I mean, it's been many moons since the man actually jumped on the court, but it's easy to forget. Yeah. We got to see it. Yeah. People forget.
It's easy to forget. I can't. You're right.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, yeah, that's that. But so this is my last question for you, Scoop. I know you're a busy man. You got to take your time. Your time is money. But what are the chances, or what do you think is the percentage that we run this thing back? That we KD, Kyrie, Ben Simmons all get together and run this thing back in 2023?
I think it's repairable, and I think that they should look into doing so, because ultimately they've not had the opportunity to play alongside Ben Simmons, and that's what you traded for. But I do think that the pressure isn't just on Kyrie and Kevin Durant. It's also on Steve Nash. It's also on Sean Marks.
Definitely. And I know I lied to you right now, but are Sean Marks and Steve Nash a package deal? Do you think that if one goes, they both go, or if one stays, they both stay? Is that the feeling you're getting around the Nets organization?
Not sure. I think usually when you look at situations like that, usually the coach goes, and it's because ownership is pushing it, and because players are not responsive anymore. I'm not really showing Marks' future, but I do think that I think ironically enough, the Nets and the Lakers are both in similar situations with their front office and ownership. You got to produce something, especially, on the Lakers side.
Yeah.
You got to get past the first round. You got to make it to playoffs and get past first round. I feel
like 40 games.
I feel like last year was kind of an interesting space because you started the season with any iteration of COVID or injuries to even before the ball was tipped off for the first game of the season. And Pelinka got into a position where, he inherited what he and Magic built, but he's not Magic, but he's well respected in his field for being a former agent and, really, putting foot to pavement and building and getting Anthony Davis and others. Comparatively, when you look at the Lakers, comparatively when you look at the Nets, you brought KD and Kyrie in 2019. 3 years later, what do you have to show for it? You've sold tickets, you've sold merchandise, you've ushered in cool, but you got to win at least one. The difference between the Nets and the Lakers is the Lakers have at least won one.
Yeah.
Talk about the bubble all you want, they still won.
It's a banner. You can't take it away. So it is what it is. Yeah, but the masses actually, I just got a text message right now. Somebody was actually happy to see us have you on. They wanted me to ask you. Now I know this is the second time I lied to you.
Just lying. He's just lying to you, man.
Sorry, Scoop. We got you here, man. It's not often I get a person of your stature up here. But Donovan Mitchell. I know you're a New York sports guy. So is there any update on him? I'm hearing. I heard through the grapevine that the trade was about 95% done. That it was pretty much a done deal, signed, sealed, delivered.
I won't put that barbecue sauce on it. It's still marinating in the Italian dressing. We haven't put it in the oven yet.
Okay.
In a situation, I mean, there's an interest in the Knicks, but ultimately it comes down to what the Knicks want to give up. Whether it's RJ Barrett, you're going to have to give up Obi Toppin, Quigley as well. But I have reservations about it because I feel like sometimes you give up the farm just to get the star, and ultimately that could be to your detriment. As much as I think the world of Carmelo Anthony, the Knicks did that years ago. They could have waited that offseason when they traded for him and could have built around the Danilo Gallinaris and others. And ultimately, sometimes when you give up the young talent in the farm system to get the star, it can be to your detriment. So, I know Donovan has a desire, from folks that I've spoken with, he wants to be in New York, but it comes down to what the Knicks and the Utah Jazz mutually decide, because the Jazz don't have to give him up just because he wants to go, and they could ship him to Alpaca if they want to.
Right.
Like it comes down to picks. It comes down to, and picks are very tricky because you're betting on somebody that's in the 7th and 8th right now when you're looking at 27, 28, 29, and 30.
Yeah.
And so, meaning the years. Ultimately, he wants to be there. I see this being a conversation that carries on into the season. And it could possibly be revisited at, around trade deadline or somewhere around Christmas time. But as of now, it's that 95%. I don't see it that way.
Okay, gotcha. We'll do it. And thanks for the info. Thanks for the scoop. We appreciate you. And you're a friend of the show, Scoop, so you're welcome anytime. I know your time is money, but again, thank you so much. I mean, this is a hit,
for real. That's awesome. Yeah, we really appreciate it, man. Like I said, we'd like to consider you a friend of the show.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, as time goes on, you can come back on. We want other guests to come back on as well. And but yeah, this is an honor and a privilege, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for the opportunity to be myself. Keep doing your thing, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Scoop.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Later.
Peace. Man, Scoop.
Yeah, what a guy, huh?
What a guy, coming through, blessing us with his presence, giving us the latest and greatest on the NBA world, man. That's good to have a friend like that in your back pocket, man. Well, I won't say back pocket, but in your front pocket, because he's
Yeah,
perfectly ahead of the goal.
I mean, just what I'm saying, kind of going down to little people, just us starting off, just showing some love, man. Like that kind of stuff. It's not. You can't really put a price on that type of thing, man. That's just out of the kindness of his heart, coming in, checking in with us, and saying what's up, man. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It is cool. And next on the list, man, I can't lie. I mean, me and you talked about it offline, but so actually, me and Scoop, we go way back on Twitter. We always conversate and talking to a bunch of rah-rah. And O'Shea Jackson Jr. actually caught wind of a tweet that me and Scoop were actually going back and forth with, and he retweeted it out. And he had a little beef. We had a little drama, we had some Twitter fingers back and forth for each other. But O'Shea, if you see this, man, we would love to have you on the show. I mean, the people, they want to hear what you got to say, and I know you want to get your piece off because Scoop just came and kind of gave us the spiel. So I want you to tell your side, man.
Yeah, come on over, man. Come on over.
We would love to have you. It would help us on our platform. Again, I don't sound like a fanboy, but man, hey, you're a Lakers fan. I'm a Nets fan. At the end of the day, though, I still support you in everything you do, man. Your dad he's a legend, hero. But come on over, dog. We wanna chop it up with you for a few. All right, we don't want to slow things down too much. We want to keep it pushing. Next, we're gonna transition from the NBA side of things over to the football world. So last week, football-wise, we talked about fantasy football. This week, we're going to talk about real-life football. We're going to rank our top 5 offenses going into 2022. A lot of upgrades around the league, a lot of good draft picks, a lot of O-line improvements. All that we're going to take all that good stuff into consideration here when we give these rankings out. And would you like to take the reins first, my boy, or you want me to spit you my list?
No, I'll spit my facts. I mean, my list is usually more reliable, so we can start it off with a baseline entry. You know what I'm saying? So
this man's drinking beer early in the mornings.
No, I'm not. Unfortunately, because my day off, I could if I want to, but it's some H2O.
Ain't nothing wrong with day drinking.
Actually, I'm not even supposed to tell y'all what's in my cup usually. Damn, I messed that up. Anyways, look, number 5. We're talking about top 5 offenses. I think this is what's going to happen. I already have an honorable mention. You probably already know what it is.
Okay.
But I'm not. I'll say that at the end. Don't even say it. I'll say it at the end.
Okay. I'll save it. Let's see. If it's not in your top 5, I'll wait. I'll still.
All right. All right. Number 5, I got the LA Rams.
Ooh, spicy.
All right. Rams, I got them. They're adding Allen Robinson. You got Cooper Kupp. Man, the guy is on fire. Hopefully he keeps it up this year. I'm counting on it, really. Matt Stafford is a sniper. Just put the scope on him. He's a sniper rifle. And with their offense, you got Cam Akers. Hopefully he stays healthy. But even then, you have backup at the running back position. Henderson can do his thing, anyways, on his own.
I had him in fantasy last year. He's pretty good.
Yeah, so I would say that just them coming back, Matt Stafford just get more and more comfortable within the offense. Cooper Kupp has high IQ. Allen Robinson potentially could be a bounce back year for him. So if that all happens, I think they're definitely top 5 offense there. Okay. Tampa Bay Buccaneers is coming in number 4. Give me the Bucks. I say that because you have the GOAT on this squad.
Thanks.
They have the weapons. And they just added a huge one.
Literally,
yeah,
a beast.
Julio Jones jumping on the squad. That's crazy to me. Now you have this wide receiver core that's just talented. He has a talented, and then when you give Tom Brady these talented wide receivers, he goes to work. He does his thing. You protect the man. He will create touchdowns. He will create offense. So okay. I would say I don't like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide or running back room though.
You don't like Lenny? Playoff Lenny?
I like him, but I don't love him. Right.
I'm with you on that. What's the other guy? They got Rojo back there, right? Ronald Jones?
Yeah. Nobody's does it for me back there, but whatever. All right. Number 3, LA Chargers. Ooh. I got them coming in at number 3. I think Justin Herbert. I keep tooting this guy's horn, even in the top 5 quarterbacks. He's just getting better and better as time goes on. So I think he's going to be more efficient than he was last year. Austin Eckler stays healthy. He's going to ball out. They have a dangerous offense, and they increased their they improved their O-line. So
they got that kid Rashawn Slater. He's in the second year, who was a beast as a rookie. So
yeah,
they got a couple pieces over there, and tight end wise, they're kind of lacking though. They sold Hunter Henry off to the Pats, I think, but
I think they got solid. I want to say they have Cook, but he's not really that great. I don't know if that.
Oh, Jared Cook is. Yeah, he's like 38, 70.
Yeah, they're lacking in that department. Number 2, I got the Bengals.
The Bengals. That's spicy. I like the Bengals. I like your list so far. It's decent. It's solid.
They're coming in hot. I think that the O-line's going to improve. Joe Burrow's just getting more comfortable as year goes on. You got Jamar Chase, the Savage. Tyler Boyd's still there. He's still dependable. Higgins. And then you got Joe Mixon, man. Joe Mixon had a great year last year. You feed Joe Mixon, he's gonna eat. So I don't have any problem putting them at number 2. They seem like an explosive young offense, and that's pretty much what I guess attracts me at number 2. Number 1, I got the boys up there in Buffalo.
Okay, yeah, I figured that. Yeah.
Yeah, but Buffalo Bills, they seem like they got all their ducks in a row right now.
Yeah.
I will say again, running back room, not in love with it.
I think they just drafted a young guy who's pretty solid. It wasn't Breece Hall they got. I forgot, but they got a stud now. But they have that guy. They have that boy Josh Allen. He's a. I mean, I'm not gonna call him a running back. I'm not gonna disrespect him like I disrespect Lamar. And you know what's crazy to me? This might be a hot take, and I don't mean to take away from your segment for a second. I don't get how people can not like Lamar Jackson, but love Josh Allen. Their playing styles are very similar, and I don't get it. Like I get it. Josh Allen he can throw the ball real far, but when it comes to like throwing, I mean, they're not that far off. People just sleep on Lamar, bro, because he can't make I get it, the outside the numbers passes, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, I see where you're coming from with that, but I think it's a little bit different. Lamar, I think, will stay. He stays in the same playing style the whole game. Mm-hmm. I think Josh Allen's ability to actually throw and like decide he's going to throw is more consistent with quarterback play. When he does get in the red zone, now he becomes that running back, Lamar Jackson type of quarterback. Like he will literally scramble, get the touchdown, he'll throw it, he'll do whatever he has to do. But when he's further back, trying to press the field, say it to what's it called, just late game situation, then he's going to throw the football. Lamar Jackson seems like that is his weak spot, is when he's behind and he needs to come back.
I think that's more the offensive. I think that's the OC. Like that's the style of the
scheme. You mean?
I think that's much more scheme issue because
right. It might be, or he's playing towards.
Yeah, they playing to Lamar's strength. I mean, Legatron is not. That's really who he is. He has the legs, bro. My man can mix hip anybody. However, it's not like he can't pass. My man Lamar Jackson has given us probably like 2 or 3 of the best quarterback games the league's ever seen. I forget the dates, but I know one was week 1 versus the Raiders. He let them up for like 400 plus yards, 4 tutties. He even had a rushing touchdown in there. Another one versus the Chiefs last year. He was going off with his arm.
Also, I think they need to put some elite wide receivers around Lamar Jackson.
That's the problem, though. Elite wide receivers won't go to Baltimore because of the scheme, and that's why they won't go. They have the money. They have, and it, bro. It's just the scheme. Wide receivers are not prioritized in that system. That's why Hollywood left. I guarantee he's going to eat over there in Arizona. But, I mean, you had a really good list, but you had an honorable mention, though, didn't you?
Oh, honorable mention, Miami Dolphins, hands down. I mean, bro, look. I mean, come on now. We got, like, the fastest offense in the league.
100% you do. Now, I'm going to ask you this.
And then if Tua does what Tua is supposed to do,
there you go.
We're talking numbers here, bro, when you talk about Miami Dolphins. So, honorable mention, I think they can bust onto the scene. But it really does, and this is why it's a make or break year. It really does all depend on that man Tua.
It hinges on him. You guys got a solid running back room. You got Chase Edmonds, you got Raheem Mostert, you got some studs back there who can move. Yep. I mean, and they both can catch the ball. I mean, Tyreek Hill can run the ball too if he had to. They just get the ball in his hands, really.
You got the Waddle,
Gesicki. Penn State boy Gesicki. Shout out to Gesicki. Unfortunate, bro. You should have came to Philly, but stay home, bro. It is what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna give you guys the real list.
Wait, hold on. What's my rating?
Rating. So I'm gonna be real. That was a really good list. All those offenses I can definitely see being towards the top of the league. I'll probably give you about a good I'll give you a 9, only because I feel like you forgot one offense that should be in there. But a 9 is pretty high, I think. Like,
I'll take that. That's respectable. It's really great, actually. It's more than respectable.
Yes, sir. That was damn near a perfect list. All right, but kicking it off, here's the real deal Holyfield. Here we go. Number 5, I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys. As much as it pains me, I hate it. I hate to say the Cowboys. I'm wrong with the Cowboys. They lost to Amari Cooper, which is pretty big, but CeeDee Lamb's that guy. He was their leading receiver last year as the 3rd receiver. A lot of people say it's due to who he was covered by, and that might be true. But when you are able to outproduce Amari Cooper and Gallup with less opportunities, that's saying something to me. The dude's a stud. He can ball. Zeke had a down year last year. He's battling injuries, but he's healthy this year. He's looking real slim. Pollard is there still too. So a backfield, if they lean on that run game and that big old line that they have, and let Dak just use his arm when he needs to, that might be a recipe for success over there. As much as I hate to admit it, they got the pieces. So at number 4, I'm gonna roll with the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, and look, I could flip flop them in the Cowboys, but I'm gonna rock. I'm gonna tell you why. They have the best wide receiver in the game. It's not close. Then you have probably the best slot wide receiver in the game in Hunter Renfrow, the route god. He's a slot machine. Pair that up with a top 3 tight end in Darren Waller. Derek Carr, who slept on as a top 10 quarterback. He's always there statistically. His team is just doo-doo. He can't put up numbers. I mean, look, Derek Carr is what Matthew Stafford was, except for Matthew Stafford never got the opportunity and the weapons that Derek Carr has now. They're both really good. What's that? You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
Oh, Derek Carr is nothing like Matt Stafford, bro.
What? You don't think? Okay, arm talent wise,
I would say maybe they have similarities. So me saying nothing is a little extreme, but I'm just responding to like the I guess it's just like a response. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, hear me out.
But
I say this
Matt Stafford is a sniper, bro, with a cannon, and Derek Carr is like.
Don't get disrespectful.
I'm not gonna
Derek
get
Carr
disrespectful. Derek Carr, Derek Carr. He's a quarterback who is reliable in some situations, but no, I don't think he's like Matt Stafford, bro. Matt Stafford makes throws that a lot of quarterbacks cannot make.
I'll agree. Matt Stafford has the better arm talent. Yes, but I'm saying that these are both guys that have been with a franchise for almost 10 plus years or around 10 years, who never did anything and stayed with the franchise. But there was a reason for that. Because most franchises, right? You're a quarterback, you don't do nothing for them in their first contract, not even a playoff win. Deuces, we'll see you later. We're looking for this new young hotness over here. Yeah. The Raiders stuck with him. The Lions stuck with Matt because they knew what they had. And I feel like this is DC's opportunity to finally get on the board, get a playoff win, because my man is like he doesn't have one. He's played in one playoff game.
We'll revisit what the Raiders at the end of your list, because I actually have a comment about that.
Okay. Go ahead. All right. So we're gonna move on. I got Raiders at 4. I just explained why. Oh yeah, we can't forget about Josh Jacobs and their running back room. He's a stud. My man's a stud. And their O-line is pretty solid too. But moving on. At number 3, I come to you with who's number 3? Oh, the LA Rams. Can't sleep on them. You had them at 5. I love them. They're the champs for a reason. I won't say I love it, but they replaced Odell with Allen Robinson. Or what you can call it Odell or Robert Woods, but adding A-Rob to the fold gives us a legitimate number 2. He could be a 1. I mean, he's a few years removed from being a 1. 1
year removed.
Yeah, 1 year removed. We'll see. The running back room is elite. I won't say elite, but they got some studs back there. Formidable guys. You can't stack the box because, I mean, you got that guy Cooper Kupp, the Triple Crown winner, White Jesus, the great white hype, as we like to call him. He is a beast. And he's still there. So yeah, I got them at 3. They're probably gonna retain their crown as NFC champs. I can't really see nobody knocking them off just yet, unless it's Brady. Coming in at number 2, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. And I have them up there too. I know that's kind of high, it sounds steep, but man, I feel like Keenan Allen is one of the most underrated and disrespected wide receivers we have in the game. All he does is can give you complete consistency, elite route running. Elite
he routes everybody.
Bro, he's a route god, bro. Then you got big body Mike Will over there who you can't hold. He's pretty much a power forward. He's boxing you out. And he got some speed to him, hands. He can make the play in space. And then, then they got that guy, Austin Eckler, who's arguably been a top 3 running back the last like 4 or 5 years. Again, it's because they're San Diego / LA. They're the little brother over there in LA. They don't get the coverage, but that's an elite offense. And last but not least, that boy Jay Herbo, he's getting better every year, every single year. And some of the things I'm seeing from him, man, are just ridiculous.
He's going to be a god for sure.
Yeah. And then my number one team, who I'm extremely high on, who again, I feel like this guy gets nothing. He does not get enough credit, even though he had a spectacular season. The Cincinnati Bengals. They're going to be the best offense in the NFL next year. Again, Joe Burrow got sacked damn near 40 times last year in the playoffs. My man got sacked 9 times in a playoff game and won. Their O-line is revamped. They have, I'll say, top 10 or top 15 guys at each position on the O-line now. They spend big money on that. You got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd all running it back. Joe Mixon is a stud. Joe Burrow's a stud. I mean, where is the weakness? I mean, you can nitpick and say tight end, but I think they have a serviceable tight end. Who is it? Uzama?
Yeah.
CJ Uzama. I like him.
Yeah, if he gets the reps, he'll be fine.
He's a 4th option at best, and that's because not because they need him. I mean, that's just where he ranks. But he would probably be a number 2 on a lot of teams. So the Bengals, man, I just see no holes. I don't see too many holes. They're very well coached. Joe Burrow is a genius with the football. And yeah, that's my list. But my honorable mention is probably going to be the Buccaneers. I didn't put them in the list, even though I feel like they should have been, but they got a lot of guys coming back from injury. Tom Brady's getting again, I'm not saying he's going to fall off a cliff like Max Kellerman or some stupid shit, but my man, he's just old. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, they're both elite. Don't get me wrong. I like Fournette, but I feel like they can be beat, man. But it wouldn't surprise me if they wanted to be in the best offense next year. I'm not going to lie. I don't sleep on Tom Brady, but I just think those other 5 guys, they're more improved and they look like they're up and coming for 2022.
All right, just to clarify, I don't know if I missed it or something. Do you not have Buffalo in your top 5?
I don't have Buffalo in my top 5 only because they have no running back. They have no running back room at all. There's none. All the rest of the teams I named, they have solid to good running backs. I mean, they have good – the quarterback's elite. They have an elite wide receiver. But outside of that, I mean, Dawson Knox is probably the next best player after Stephon Diggs on that offense.
Yeah. I guess you throw in Vegas in there. Someone had to go. But
you can't argue. I mean, let's talk about it. Compare Vegas to Buffalo's offense. Like, it's not – I mean –
no, yeah, I mean, talent-wise, for sure. I think you might have a case there for Vegas for sure. But no, what I was gonna say about the Vegas thing, you were talking about Derek Carr, and first of all, arm talent doesn't even compare. And I would say if John Gruden didn't have his fiasco, I don't think Derek Carr is there anymore.
No, he loved Derek Carr, bro. They moved. He
didn't love him.
They were neighbors, bro. They lived right next to each other. He loved Derek Carr.
Bro, I don't know. There was a little weird. There was a little weird little relationship they had where he kind of like if he could do better, he would. Like
You're so wrong, bro. It's crazy. No way.
Like if he knew better, he would do better.
I mean, if you can do better, I believe that he probably would. Don't get me wrong, because I believe that Chucky's favorite quarterback is his next one. I mean, that's just the thing. He's always been that way. But let's start thinking about how many quarterbacks are better than Derek Carr and how many of them are going to be available. Not many. All of them are locked up or going to be locked up. So who can you upgrade Derek Carr with? I got about 9 guys probably that's higher than him, and none of them are available or will ever be.
Josh Rosen.
Stop it. Okay. I almost walked off the set. What the hell, Josh Rosen?
I'm playing. No,
I don't have my third string.
I would say no. Honestly, I'll give you 9.1. 9.1.
Oh, let's go.
I'll give you 9.1 just because I don't like that you left Buffalo off, and you left the Buccaneers off too. So like you have 2 guys that I think they're going to be top 5 that you're leaving off. So, but I think the Las Vegas pick is sneaky good. Just because I mean Devontae Adams, you can't argue, and then Hunter Renfrow is underrated,
super underrated. The real ones know, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, but if they were going to, or like did you have them at number 5?
Who?
Oh no, you didn't. You had them at number 4, right?
I had the Cowboys at 5.
See, I would have put them at 5. And the fact you had the Cowboys in there, I just don't like
Cowboys were number 1 last year, or number 2. They were top 2 offense last year.
I mean, yeah, but yes, okay, we'll leave it at that. I gave you 9.1. I'm not going to say anything else about it. You're right. So boom, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and knock it off.
Again, all the lists that we make, guys, we're going to revisit at the end of the year, come back and tell you who's right, who's wrong, who's closer to being right. So again, we won't know until the end of next season. And football season is so close apart, bro. What are we, like 6 Sundays away now? How close are we?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking preseason, we're like 3 weeks away. Let's see.
Not even. A Hall of Fame game is next week.
Oh wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
It's pretty.
We're 7 Sundays away from the first game or first real week 1.
Because it's pretty much August. I know the football season starts in September, so we're like a month. We're there.
And we're 6 weekends away from college football kicking off their 1 weekend prior. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I was thinking those are good, both 2 top 5s that were respectable. Or you can't beef. Probably gonna be right. I think my lists overall are going to be more high percentage at the end of the year, though. Honestly, like when I say that, I mean higher percentage than yours. Is what I'm saying.
I don't know. My crystal ball is telling me otherwise.
Yeah. All right. So, guess we're on to Would You Rather.
Would you rather? Yes, sir. So, again, world famous game. We play it every week. We give each other scenarios, and we have to pick either or. So, I'll let you bless me first, if you don't mind, and give me what you got.
All right. It's right here. Would you rather be forced to find true love today or win the lottery next year?
Forced to find true love today?
Yeah.
Or win the lottery
next year?
Not
forced. Oh, my bad. Find true love today. I don't know why I read forced. Find true love today or win the lottery next year. This is assuming that you're not not in love or married.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. Let me get that lottery. I'm gonna win the lottery next year because love is gonna. Once I win the lottery, love is coming. Everybody gonna love me. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But I don't want to sound ignorant and act like I don't care about finding love because I'm married with children, right now. But I just think that winning the lottery is you have a very high chance of finding love in your lifetime compared to the chance of winning the lottery in your lifetime. So
I think the key word there is true love.
True. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So true love. So
that's
but I think you're right either way. Right. Who knows? It's tough to define true love or say anything like whatever. But
yeah.
But yeah. All right. You say lottery. I would agree with that. I'll say lottery all day. True love is subjective. True love is whatever. And like you said, everyone's gonna love me after I'm.
Exactly. I feel everybody's gonna love me, bro. I'm not a fan.
But no, I mean, but then I would be smart about my dating life after that. After I hit the lottery, because you got to be smart, man.
For sure.
She's trying to get after my cheddar, and I ain't gonna let her.
Right. Prenuptials.
Yeah. So.
All right. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Now, see, I'm on this list, and I have a bunch of good ones, but I like this one. Oh, where'd it go? The heck? Wow. Stupid phone. I guess I got to pick a new one then.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just want to put out there to the fans that while this guy's looking for his thing, that he was a little critical and before the show when I was looking for mine. He was like, "Oh yeah, I already got mine."
No, I did.
Right. No, you're right. I should have had mine already. However, now we're sitting here, and he's
waiting on me,
trying to find one.
All right, here we go. I got one. Would you rather donate your body to science or donate your organs to people who need them?
The organs, people need them.
Really?
Yeah, I say that because
now, well, I didn't put any stipulations on this, but like I was assuming, obviously, I think this question is assuming that you have some kind of condition that your body will be helpful to science for.
Yeah, well, something in that aspect. Well, it depends. Like if I have a very rare disease that only comes once in 10,000 million or whatever, so then yeah. But if it's just like I got shot in the head and now it's time or whatever, like I'll donate my heart and my kidneys and someone who needs it. You know what I'm saying? I think if they need that transplant, in order to survive. They were on a list or whatever. You know, that Grey's Anatomy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
They've been waiting on the list for 2 years or something like that.
Grey's is a tough show to watch, bro.
Tough show. Tough show to watch.
No, I feel it. But you know what? I actually might have to disagree, bro. I actually might. Now, again, why would you donate your body to science? The only reason why you would donate your body to science is because obviously they need to figure out something. They're trying to, you have something going on with you that they need to open you up for, figure out, and to help other people in the future. It
better be rare, though. If it's not rare, then you're just wasting your time. You're literally going to let someone else die because you want to let them do some studies on you, and they'll just throw your body away after they're done.
Well, there's organ donors everywhere. I mean, people's license say organ donors all over the place, you know. So I feel like even if you don't get my organs, you'll get somebody's. You'll be all right. That's just my take. True. I don't know.
No, you're right. No, like I said, if it is a rare disease where they like, hey, you know, if you're about to pass away soon, you know, they have that awkward conversation. You know, would you be okay with donating your body science? I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Take me, bro.
But if it's like I said, if you got smoked, then just donate your organs, bro.
Yeah, bro. But I don't think that your body's going to science unless it's something serious. So
no, I agree.
So yeah, I'll take the science route. But all right, I mean, that wraps it up for today, man. Can't lie, this is probably one of my favorite episodes, one of the best ones we've done so far, if you ask me, bro. I mean, we got NBA Insider, Bally Sports New York. We got him on the show giving us the latest and greatest in the basketball world.
No, I hear you. I literally, it feels a little surreal. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right. It does. I mean, and that's just showing you, bro, where this can take us. I mean, I feel like this is just the first step. We're plugged in now, bro. We can go as far as
we're gonna keep it moving, and we want more guests on the show. We want to incorporate guests of all types. You know, not just basketball, not just football. You know, just some of our people that we rock with. To jump on and to BS sometimes, you know, where we like to have fun on this podcast. We're all about positivity.
Yes, sir.
All about, lifting up, little small businesses and big businesses if that comes about. But yeah, I think I'm grateful for that opportunity. Don't think that would ever happen to me other than us starting this situation. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, man. Again, we're gonna put Scoop's socials in the description below, so you can give him a follow, like, comment, subscribe on the video as always. But check him out, Scoop B. He again, he's my go-to for any and everything Nets. I know right now we're to talk to the all season, but I'm keeping hope alive, man. We're gonna run this thing back. I don't think that KD is gonna go anywhere at this point. I hate to bring it back up again. Where's he gonna go, bro? I mean, everybody's dropping out. Like he just told us Miami's dropping out. Phoenix hasn't got much to give. The Celtics still is there, but they don't want to give up their whole finals core.
Yeah, I think he's staying.
There's not many places left for the man to go. Everybody's just like, nah, bro, we straight. Like, it is what it is. But again, all right. All Takes No Breaks, episode 9. It was a good one. Signing out. We holler at you next week. Peace.
See ya.